You do not need to take IELTS to prove your English proficiency. If your entire education was taught in English, there is a document that can replace that exam completely, and most students don't even have an idea of this document and how it works. This document is Medium of Instruction Letter, MOI, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to prove English proficiency without IELTS using official Medium of Instruction Letter that the universities accept, and how to get one issued correctly. So before we start, this channel is about helping international students, especially African students, cut through the confusing part of studying abroad, scholarship, visas, documentations, and saving money wherever possible. And if avoiding an expensive exam sounds useful to you, subscribe now, because we cover things like this every week. And one thing I need to be upfront with you about is this: not every university accepts MOI letters, and the ones that do, they often have a specific formatting requirement. This video will give you the general framework, but you must confirm your target university's exact policy on their admission page before relying on this instead of IELTS. I will show you how to verify this properly later in this video, right? So what exactly is this letter? A Medium of Instruction Letter is an official document usually issued by your previous school, colleges, or university that confirms that your previous education was conducted entirely in English language. And this typically states the name of the institution, the program you studied, the duration of your study, and a direct statement confirming that English was the sole or primary language of instruction throughout the program. The logic behind this document is very simple. If a university can see on an official letterhead that you spent years being taught, being examined, and being assessed entirely in English language, some admission offices can consider that as sufficient proof of proficiency, right, without requiring a separate standardized test. Now, the most important part is not every university accepts this, so you cannot assume it will work everywhere. A meaningful number of universities across the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and other parts of Europe accept this document, MOI letters, as an alternative to IELTS or TOEFL, particularly for applicants coming from countries where English is an official language of instructions at the secondary school and at the university level, right? But policies can vary hugely between institutions and even between different departments or different programs within the same universities. All you need to do is to go to your target university's international admission page. Then you search for the English language requirement or English proficiency waiver and look specifically for the term Medium of Instruction or MOI. Now, if it is not mentioned there, email the International Admission Office directly and ask. Do not assume based on what worked for a friend at a different university. Always verify per institution and per program you are applying for. So who can actually use this route? Generally, you are a strong candidate if your previous secondary school or university education was conducted entirely in English language, meaning your textbooks, your lectures, your exams were all in English, not just one or two subjects, right? Many universities also want to say that this covers a minimum duration, commonly around 2 years or more of full-time study, though this exact requirement differs by institution. Now, if your education was in a mixed language system or English was only used for some subjects, you may not qualify, and this is exactly the kind of details you need to confirm directly with your target university before building your entire application timeline around skipping IELTS. Now, let's look at how to request your MOI letters, and here is exactly how to request, right? Step 1 is to visit your registrar's office or academic affairs office or international office, depending on the institution you want to apply for. And step 2 is to write a formal request. Clearly state that you need an official letter confirming English was the medium of instruction throughout your program, and specify that it needs to be on official letter, signed and stamped. Right? Then the step 3 is to specify the destination university's requirement if you know them. Some universities want particular word included, like a direct statement such as the medium of instruction was English throughout the program. And if your target university lists specific wording or on their website, then include that exact phrasing in your request so your institution can match it. And the step 4 is allow processing time. Administrative offices can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks, so request this early, right? Ideally as soon as you start your application, not right before the deadline. And the step 5 is to get multiple copies. Now, if you're applying to more than one university, request several original signed copies at once rather than going back multiple times to request for this document. I want to pause here for a second because I know for some of you, the reason you are watching this video is not really about a letter. It is about money and about whether this whole study abroad plan is even realistic for you. IELTS registration is not cheap, and if English has genuinely been your language of instruction your entire life, being forced to pay and study for an exam testing something you already know can feel unfair, and honestly it is a valid frustration, right? But here is what I want you to hold on to. The fact that a workaround like this even exists means that the system has a room for people like you. You are not asking for a shortcut you don't deserve. You are asking for recognition of something that is already true about you. So go request that letter with confidence, right? You are already done the hard part. You did years of your education in English. Now you just need the paperwork to say so, right? Now let's talk about the mistake that get these letters rejected, because this happens more than people think. Now, mistake number 1 is missing official letterhead or a signature. A letter typed on plain paper with no institutional markings will almost always be rejected. And the mistake number 2 is a vague words, like a letter that just says the student attended our institution without explicitly stating English was the medium of instruction usually won't satisfy the requirement. It needs to say it directly. Now, mistake number 3 is not matching the destination university's specific format. Some universities are strict about exact phrasing or require a letter to cover a minimum number of years. If your letter doesn't meet that stated criteria, it gets sent back or rejected. Mistake number 4 is submitting it too late. Now, if your letter arrives after the application deadline, some universities won't accept it as a late addition, so build it buffer time, right? Now, what if your previous school refused to issue this letter or simply doesn't have a process for it? What do? First, ask if they can issue a general letter on letterhead confirming your program detail. Then work with your target university's admission office to see if their alternative wording is acceptable. Secondly, some universities accept a notarized statement from your school in place of an original letter if the original process is unavailable. And the thirdly is, if neither of those work for you, be ready with a backup plan. And this might mean sitting for IELTS or TOEFL after all, or exploring universities that offer conditional admission with proficiency proof due later. The key is starting this process early enough that you can have time for backup plan. If plan A doesn't work out, then you can switch your plan. So let's quickly run over this video one more time. A medium of instruction letter can replace IELTS at many universities If your prior education was fully in English language, you need to verify your target university exact policy. Request the letter early with correct formatting. Avoid the common mistakes we covered and have a backup plan ready just in case. If this video save you time or stress, subscribe, because next week I'm going to cover more videos like this. And if you are still building your application checklist, go check out other videos on our channel. I'll see you in the next one.